The Sony Games Showcase just wrapped up, and it was absolutely packed with new and exciting releases. With the event lasting just over an hour, announcing 34 games and 2 accessories, there is so much to talk about. Too much, actually. So we have narrowed it down to what we think are 12 of the best and most exciting announcements from the show. Mason, start us off.
I'm going to be honest with you, Zach. While I enjoy the majority of what we've seen, there was one game that was the sole reason I watched the showcase. Knack 3. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, so I have to settle for the next best thing, Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 was obviously Sony's big finish for their showcase. They spent 12 minutes just showing off the gameplay for it. Now, I am a huge Spider-Man fan. He's my favorite superhero of all time. I love all of the movies. I had the comics and the action figures when I was little, and I loved the PlayStation 4 game because it really made you feel like Spider-Man. That game brought out the kid in me when I first played it. The web slinging was amazing, the abilities, all of the suits that you can wear. I mean it, you truly felt like Spider-Man. I believe Insomniac knocked it out of the park and made the best Spider-Man game of all time. And from what we've seen today, it looks like Insomniac will repeat history, because Spider-Man 2 looks like it will innovate on the previous game mechanics and features that I already loved, but will also evolve the gameplay by not only letting you play as both Peter Parker and Miles Morales together, but by Peter having the symbiote suit. I am so excited to see Venom, you guys, and just the story arc in general. This is one of my favorite Spider-Man stories, and I'm curious to see how it'll go down with Miles now being involved. I think Peter and Miles will obviously have a falling out, judging by the trailer. Maybe Miles will somehow end up with the suit, I don't know. I seriously can't wait to play this game, guys. As soon as pre-orders go up, I'm buying the collector's edition if one exists. By the way, Zach, just telling you right now, I'm going to be off work for the entire month of September if both Starfield and Spider-Man release that month.
This has to be one of the most requested remakes ever, and to be honest, I wasn't sure if it would ever happen. In fact, this very morning, Mason was telling me of the leaked rumors, and I made it pretty clear that I thought he was full of crap. But here I am, being proven wrong. And I am glad that I am, because I am super excited to eventually get my hands on what I consider to be one of the greatest games of all time. But I'm sure I'm not alone when I say, as a Metal Gear fanboy, this doesn't come without some doubt. The recent track record from the series and Konami in general hasn't been good, to say the least. And at this point, I'm not sure if the departure of Hideo Kojima is a positive or a negative. One thing that does give me hope, though, is that after the reveal, they announced that the entire original voice cast would be returning. So, if anything, it does seem to trend towards them doing this the right way.
Step into a world where darkness engulfs the realm and heroes rise to combat the impending threat. Final Fantasy XVI, the latest installment in the beloved franchise, invites you to an epic journey of magic, power, and destiny. Immerse yourself in a stunning realm filled with captivating characters, breathtaking landscapes, and intense battles. Unleash your inner warrior as you navigate a richly woven narrative, blending exhilarating action and strategic gameplay. With a hauntingly beautiful score and a gripping story, Final Fantasy XVI will captivate your heart and transport you to a realm where legends are born. Prepare for an unforgettable adventure unlike any other.
I remember reading the leaks about a Marathon reboot last October, and I figured it to be just entering development or like an idea that Bungie was toying with while they're not busy with Destiny. For those of you who don't know, Marathon was a first-person shooter back in the 90s. It was a huge influence on Bungie's future series Halo. With that said, I did not expect to see anything Marathon related at the showcase, at all. I will say, I absolutely love the aesthetics of the trailer. It was weird. I don't really know what to call it. Cyberpunk? I guess that's what it would be. The trailer didn't show any actual gameplay, so who knows what the final product will look like, but what I'm most unsure of is the actual game. On the Marathon website and by how the game was described in the October leak, Marathon is a player versus player extraction shooter, similar to Hunt Showdown, if you guys have ever played that. I don't know how you two feel, but I'm already burnt out by this type of game. At the same time, I don't think any developers have made an outstanding game in this genre. For example, I love the visuals of Hunt, but I think the gameplay is janky and simply not fun. Rainbow Six Extraction was flat out mediocre. It's like the Battle Royale craze 5 to 6 years ago. Everyone jumped on that bandwagon and made everything into a Battle Royale. And now everything needs to be an extraction-based shooter. I'd like to see Marathon succeed, but I think it's coming out too late after the market's getting a bit saturated. And I would have preferred to see a single-player narrative-based game, but I guess Sony won't get their Halo killer after all.
The original Dragon's Dogma came out of nowhere to become an instant cult classic. But Dragon's Dogma 2 won't have the benefit of flying under the radar. This is a game that a lot of people have been waiting a really long time for. And if this trailer is any indication of what we might get, it looks like we may not have been waiting in vain. Dragon's Dogma 2 looks like the epic fantasy adventure that I've always wanted to get my hands on.
As we dive into the shadows of betrayal and missed opportunities that was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a game that demonstrated the unfortunate path of a once mighty franchise. Ubisoft's ill-fated trilogy chronicles a series of missteps where creativity and innovation were replaced by rushed releases and diluted gameplay. We all witnessed the downfall of the once-beloved series as it lost its essence and failed to evolve. In a desperate bid to reclaim its former glory, Assassin's Creed Mirage endeavors to return to its roots and breathe life into the once proud franchise. With a renewed focus on the immersive storytelling, exhilarating stealth mechanics, and the vibrant historical backdrop, the game aims to recapture the hearts of the Delusion fans. As a shadow of uncertainty looms, only time holds the key to its success. Can Mirage rise from the ashes and reignite the passions of players? Will it revive the legacy that once enthralled millions? The answers lie in the hands of those who dare to embark on this enigmatic journey.
I loved the first Alan Wake back in the 360 days. I still think it's an unappreciated gem today, and I'm glad it's finally getting a true sequel. I'm excited for this game. I've enjoyed all of Remedy Entertainment's games, and it looks like they're taking some influence from the recent Resident Evil remakes. From the trailer, it looks like we'll be able to play as another character besides Alan. I didn't catch her name, but she looks like an investigator or a cop. What saddens me is that Remedy announced it'll be a digital-only title. I know I'm in the minority, but I still love physical discs. I'll still be getting Alan Wake 2 no matter what, though.
I don't know a lot about The Plucky Squire, but I can tell you just by looking at it that it is one of the most creative titles that I have ever seen. The way that you interact with the environment, or even the way you pop in and out of pages, instantly gave me Comic Zone vibes. And though we know very little of this title, it being creative and unique seems to be a pretty safe bet.
Get ready to unleash your fighting spirit in Street Fighter VI, the next evolution of the legendary franchise. Experience adrenaline-pumping battles like never before as iconic warriors collide in a dazzling showcase of skill and strategy. With jaw-dropping visuals, innovative gameplay mechanics, and a roster of beloved characters alongside some fresh faces, Street Fighter VI promises to redefine the fighting game genre. Whether you're a seasoned veteran or a new challenger, prepare to embrace the intensity, master the combos, and rise to become the ultimate champion. Get ready for a new era of Street Fighter where the fight never ends.
Phantom Blade Zero is the newest game to throw its hat into the Souls-like arena. And with some of the smoothest combat animations that I have ever seen, it looks pretty promising. However, looking good and being good are two different things, and I've been known to get my hopes up before. So although I am really excited about Phantom Blade, I do want to see more in the months to come before I dive completely in.
I was happy to see Immortals of Avium make an appearance. I've actually had my eye on this game for a while now. In fact, I even pre-ordered it last month. Immortals is a first-person shooter, but with a focus on magic instead of guns. The game is being developed by a team curated of former Call of Duty and Dead Space developers, so I expect the game to feel fun to play at least. The gameplay vaguely reminds me of Doom Eternal, with the dodging and utilizing different spells depending on what enemies you face. I love Doom Eternal, so hopefully it scratches that itch. Immortals is supposed to have a strong focus on storytelling, following a group of battle mages that have to save a planet. I wasn't wowed by the graphics or the voice acting during the showcase, but as long as the game is fun and enjoyable, I can overlook those aspects. I'm rooting for this game, and I can't wait to sit down and give it a shot.
It's so easy to look at Teardown and just write it off as another Minecraft clone. And I'm not saying that it won't be that, but to me, it gave me just as strong BeamNG vibes as anything else. Its ability to somehow make blocks look like a AAA action film is pretty insane. I don't know if the game is amazing or if this is just an amazing trailer, but either way, I'm pretty excited for Teardown. The final thing I want to talk about isn't actually a game. It's what Sony is calling Project Q. Now, I have no idea if this is an actual system or just a controller with a screen that is capable of streaming from your PS5. However, in my opinion, and in many people's opinion, Sony has had two of the most underrated handheld gaming systems that we have ever seen. The PSP and the PS Vita were both ahead of their time. I'm not saying Project Q is going to be the greatest handheld system of all time, but a boy can dream. Whatever it does end up being, I can't wait to get my hands on it. Well, that was just a few of the games that they announced at the PlayStation Showcase. There were plenty more really good looking games that I'm sure you guys are disappointed that we didn't talk about. If we didn't talk about a game that you're excited for, why don't you put it down in the comments below and let's get a discussion going. And if you did make it to this part of the video, I want to thank you. We've been loving the support that we've been getting lately. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. But that just about does it for us, guys. I've got to sign off of here and go start my video on what games they didn't show that I'm mad about. So for Randy and Mason, I'm Zach. This is Amateur Game Review. We'll see you guys in the next video.